my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Lorena and I love to share my recipes with you. And if you've been here before, then hello again. Today we're going to make something perfect for Halloween. We're going to do meringue kisses in the shape of ghosts. We're going to be using a Swiss meringue, which for me is the easiest one to do. You don't need any special equipment other than a mixer. It doesn't even have to be a stand mixer, it could be a hand mixer, and also your hands. But other than that, it's a really stable meringue, much more than French meringue. And also it doesn't have that component of the Italian meringue, which needs a thermometer to make it. So I'll teach you how to do this right now. There's a thing that I made in advance, and it's this. It's manjar blanco, which is the Peruvian dulce de leche. As you can see, it's much clearer than a dulce de leche. It's a different recipe. And I've already taught you how to make this, so if you go to my manjar blanco mousse recipe, you'll see how to do this on a video. But it's really quite straightforward. It's just a can of evaporated milk and a can of condensed milk, and then you just boil it down to this. I'm going to dye this orange just to make it more Halloweeny, and we're going to fill our meringue kisses with this. As always, if you want to see the full recipe, then all you need to do is click on the link in the description box below or on the eye above me, and that will take you to the blog where you will find lots more recipes. I'm now going to make these meringue ghosts, so if you want to see how it's done, then keep on watching this video. When you want to do meringues, whether it's for cooking like we're going to do now or to top, say, a key lime pie, then it's basic that you know this rule. You have to add double the weight of the egg whites in sugar. So right now I have 3 egg whites and it makes 100 grams, and so I'm going to add 200 grams of sugar. Any recipe that tells you that you have to do 3 large egg whites with a certain amount of sugar is probably going to be inexact for you, and you could have a more unstable meringue that might split or might start sweating after a while. And so the way that I can ensure that you're going to have a perfect meringue is you need to weigh out your egg whites. Nowadays a scale is not expensive at all, so I promise you that if you want to do a perfect meringue or other weight sensitive recipes, you need one. So this time I'm going to do 3 egg whites. You do whatever your 3 egg whites weight is and multiply it by 2, and that's the amount of sugar that you need. And that's a rule for every meringue type. For the Swiss meringue, what we do is we cook it in a bain-marie. So here I have hot water. I'm going to put it to boil on the side, and then I'm going to mix the sugar and the egg whites in here and have it melt the sugar in a bain-marie. I'm going to have to whisk it every so often, but as soon as I feel with my fingers that there are no longer any sugar granules left inside and that it's warm, really warm to the touch, then we're ready to whip it up into meringue perfection. The other thing that you need to consider is that your bowl has to be really clean. Meringue is really sensitive to fat content. That's why you can't have either any pieces left of egg yolk or it won't rise. So say the day before you make some whipped cream in the same bowl, then you must make sure before you do the meringue that it's really clean through. It's even better if you give it a wash right before you do the meringue, just to make sure, and that way you know that it will rise nicely. So now I've mixed the egg whites and the sugar, and so it's going to go onto my bain-marie, which I have on my side here, until I can't feel any more granules, and I will whip it up every so often. It's really important that the bottom of the bowl doesn't touch the water from the bain-marie, or else you could have a really sweet scrambled egg whites. While that's going on, I'm going to dye my manjar blanco orange so that we can fill in our meringues later. God. Okay, that's very Halloweeny. Okay, so that is looking quite orange, or at least orange enough for me, because I don't want to alter the taste of the manjar blanco with more dye. But I think that's enough for me. Also, if you want to fill them up with anything else, although I don't know what you would want to because this is delicious, then you can also use regular just store-bought dulce de leche, or you can use chocolate or maybe a ganache or just anything you like, or you can even not fill them up with anything at all. I've now taken this off the bain-marie. I need to act quite fast so that it doesn't cool down. It's nice and hot, and I can also put my fingers inside and I don't feel any sugar granules left, because if there are any left, then they will start to sweat afterwards. We're going to mix this for about 10 minutes on maximum speed, or until we can feel that it's down to room temperature again. My meringue is now beautiful and ready, as you can see here. It's really nice and smooth, and so I think this is going to let us pipe it quite nicely into our ghosts. I have here a piping bag. I've already fitted it with piping nozzle. I think this one is about 1 centimeter in diameter, because we want to have them nice and rounded out so that they look as ghosts. Okay, so now we're ready to pipe. For each ghost we need a base and a top. So I'm going to teach you both. The base is just basically a coin, and we're going to try and make it as flat as possible, and then the ghost is going to be a bit more wobbly. My ghosts are now going to go into the oven. Of course, we want them nice and white, and so it's quite low. I have it at 120 degrees. My meringues were in the oven for about an hour and 15 minutes, so you probably need to sacrifice one of the biggest ones and let it cool down on top of the countertop or on a cooling rack like this one. And once it's completely cooled down, then you need to try it and see if it's still sticky inside or if it's already dried up. The next thing that I'm going to do is to fill it up with my orange manjar blanco, which I have right here. I've paired these up in couples so I know that they're the same size, and I'm going to add the manjar blanco right there. And then at the top, like so. And there we have a beautiful ghost. Okay, so we're ready to do the eyes. As you can see, you cannot fill them up too much because they have a tendency to drip down the sides, but other than that, they look great. Here I have some icing sugar, which I mixed with food coloring. It's a mix of green, blue and red, basically every color of the rainbow. It's kind of purpley if you see through there, but it doesn't really matter because it looks black to the eye. And that's all this is. So I'm going to make the tiniest of holes, and listen to me, it's the tiniest of holes, and we're going to do the eyes and maybe a mouth doing like this. My ghostly meringue recipe. I really hope you like it. If you did like it, don't forget to put thumbs up to this video. It makes me really happy. Also, if you make this recipe or any other recipe from the vlog, don't forget to send me your pictures or tag me on them, because I really love to see what you cook. If there's any recipe, savory or sweet, that you would like me to teach you how to make, then you can leave a comment below. I'm posting videos every Thursday and Sunday, so if you don't want to miss any of them, then I recommend that you subscribe to my channel. It's free and only one click away. You can also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest and Facebook as Cravings Journal. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you next time.